Have you ever wondered how a tiny settlement along a muddy river turned into one of the most iconic cities in the world? A place where nearly 40% of its people were born outside the country. A place that is now known for its diversity, history, and culture. Welcome to London, a city that's constantly evolving, yet forever grounded in its rich past. Imagine this. You're standing in the heart of London today. The streets are bustling with people from all corners of the globe, speaking languages you never thought you'd hear in one place. The skyline, a blend of glass and steel towers alongside centuries-old buildings, stands as a testament to a city that has endured, adapted, and thrived through the ages. But rewind 2,000 years, and you'll find yourself standing in a marshy, uninhabited landscape, nothing like the city you know today. So, how did London transform from a Roman outpost to the vibrant global metropolis we see now? It's a journey filled with invasion, destruction, rebuilding, and relentless growth. Let's dive into the incredible story of London, a city that has always adapted to the times, no matter how challenging they were. Back in 43 AD, when the Romans landed on the southern shores of Britain, they weren't looking for a grand empire. They were simply searching for a strategic location, a place where they could cross the Thames, build a bridge, and establish supply lines. And so, Londinium was born, a small trading post at the river's lowest crossing point. But little did anyone know that this small settlement would become the heart of an empire. Within a decade, Londinium was bustling with merchants, soldiers, and traders from all across the Roman world. From Gaul to North Africa. The Romans built the first bridge, where London Bridge stands today, and soon a port town developed around it. The city was growing fast, but just as quickly, disaster struck. Queen Boudica, leader of the Iceni tribe, had had enough of Roman occupation. She led an attack on Londinium and burned it to the ground. But even this destruction couldn't stop London. The Romans rebuilt, and they didn't just rebuild, they built bigger and stronger, erecting massive walls that still stand in parts of the city today. Londinium's population grew to 60,000, making it the largest city in Britannia. But by 410 AD, the Roman Empire was crumbling, and so were the foundations of London's economy. With no Roman soldiers left to defend the city, Londinium fell into decline. The bustling city turned into ruins, with only a few squatters left behind. For centuries, the city fell into disrepair, but the Thames River kept flowing, bringing new life, ideas, and hopes of a better future. Then came the Saxons, who, unlike the Romans, weren't keen on cities. They were farmers, village people who saw the ruins of Londinium as haunted and cursed. But in the 600s and 70s, they established a new settlement, just west of the Roman walls, and called it Londonwic. It was small but thriving, and by the 700s, goods from all over Europe were being traded there. However, the Saxon city didn't last long. In the late 8th century, the Vikings started their raids, and in 842, they destroyed Londonwic completely. But the Saxons weren't done yet. In 886, King Alfred the Great retook London from the Vikings, abandoning the old settlement and moving everyone inside the Roman walls. He rebuilt the city into a fortress, calling it Londonburg, London Fortress. Over the next few centuries, the city changed hands many times, between Saxons and Danes. It was only in 1016 that King Canute made London his capital, cementing the city's importance. By 1066, after the famous Battle of Hastings, William the Conqueror took control of London. The Normans built the Tower of London as a symbol of royal power, and the city began to grow in stature and influence. The 12th and 13th centuries saw the rise of powerful merchant guilds, and by 1215, London had enough influence to force King John to sign the Magna Carta. But this growth came at a cost. London was still vulnerable to disease and disaster. In 1348, the Black Death swept through the city, killing between a third and half of the population. Despite this setback, London rebuilt itself, and by the late 15th century, the population had bounced back to 50,000. The 16th century was a period of explosive growth for London. By 1600, the population had surged to 200,000, and the city became the cultural and political heart of England. But London's greatest challenge yet came in 1666, the Great Fire of London. For 4 days, the city burned, destroying 85% of the buildings within the walls. It was a devastating loss, but it also presented an opportunity to rebuild the city with better materials and modern planning. The city bounced back, and by the 18th century, London was the center of the Enlightenment, a time of intellectual and cultural growth. Coffee houses became the social hubs where ideas were exchanged, and the city's economy thrived, fueled by wealth from colonies around the world. However, by the 19th century, London faced another challenge: inequality. The gap between the rich and poor was immense, with the wealthy living in grand houses and the poor crammed into slums. The Victorian era saw massive industrial growth, but also a series of devastating cholera outbreaks. But it was also a time of incredible innovation. The London Underground, the world's first subway system, was created, and iconic landmarks like the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben were built. As London entered the 20th century, it faced 2 world wars. The Blitz during World War II brought destruction once again, but it also brought the city together. The resilience of Londoners in the face of such devastation became a symbol of the city's spirit. Post-war London was a city struggling to recover, but it was also a city that welcomed waves of immigrants, especially from former colonies, which brought a new energy to the city. The 1960s were marked by cultural upheaval, with music, fashion, and art transforming London into the center of the swinging world. But the next few decades were tougher. Economic decline and industrial stagnation led to major redevelopment in the 1980s, and by the 21st century, London was reinventing itself once again, becoming a global financial center. Today, London is a city of over 9 million people, a place where history, culture, and diversity come together in a constantly changing skyline. The city has survived invasion, disease, war, and fire, but it keeps adapting, always pulling people in from across the world with its energy and promise of a new beginning. Now, the question is, what do you think makes a city resilient? Is it the people who build it, the events that shape it, or something deeper? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through London's history, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. What city's story would you like to hear next?